Hi friends, Shanoj this side. In today's lecture, we are trying to explain what is AWS Cloud Formation. Okay, let's start with what is AWS Cloud Formation and what are the use cases. First of all, you use AWS Cloud Formation to model your AWS resources and launch them in an automated way. Replacing the manual management process with automation is the main goal here. And you can manage any AWS resource using CloudFormation from a single EC2 instance to a complex multi-tier web application. But what about the cost? Well, using AWS CloudFormation is free. But of course, you need to pay for the resource you created with CloudFormation. In CloudFormation, you model your infrastructure as a code. Therefore, you can manage your infrastructure as a software project, and you can use any text editor you like to edit this code. You can then save this code for versioning control to monitor the changes and made to your infrastructure. So, how do you use AWS CloudFormation? Well, you can use the AWS Management Console to upload your code and create, update, or delete your AWS resource with AWS CloudFormation. Or, if you are comfortable using the command line, you can use AWS Command Line Interface. You can use your favorite programming language such as Python or Ruby as long as it has a supported AWS SDK. Now let's talk about one of the most crucial resource to use, CloudFormation. By using CloudFormation, you can avoid human errors made during the provisioning process because you can test your changes like a regular code before applying them to your production environment. Using AWS CloudFormation, you can avoid repeating yourself for the same work you did while provisioning your AWS resources in the past. You can reuse your infrastructure code or templates in CloudFormation terminology to replicate your infrastructure easily for another purpose. For instance, please imagine that you launched an application in Europe, maybe in the AWS Frankfurt region, and it become very successful, and then you set a new goal to launch this application in the United States by creating the same infrastructure in a AWS region there. Well, if you use AWS CloudFormation to provision the first environment, you are fortunate because you can replicate the same environment in a different region in minutes. However, if you didn't work manually, you are unfortunately need to do the same work again. So using CloudFormation is wiser, right? Also, you can save cost by using AWS CloudFormation because after creating your resource with it, you can use and terminate them, leaving nothing behind in minutes, and you can create or recreate them easily later when you need them again. As you keep your infrastructure as a code, when you use AWS CloudFormation, you can quickly investigate who did what and when if there happens to be a problem with your infrastructure. Therefore, you can take faster action for solution or revert it to a previous version. Now, let's talk about AWS CloudFormation concepts. First of all, AWS CloudFormation has three main components. These are templates, stacks, and finally change sets. In simple terms, an AWS CloudFormation template is the blueprint of your infrastructure. It is a core part of AWS CloudFormation. A template defines the AWS resource that will be created along with their properties. Also, you can customize your template by including other elements such as parameters, conditions, and outputs while designing a template. You should also have a goal to make it reusable in different AWS region and AWS accounts. But what is actually a template in physical terms? Well, a template is just a text file, and CloudFormation supports JSON and YAML format to create templates. Also, it can have an extension as long as its format is valid. Now, let me show you two versions of a template in both formats. So in this JSON version, as you see, there are lot of curly brackets and commas. It is not much readable unless you are used to it. However, in this YAML version of it, you only define the levels with indentation. As you see, it is much cleaner. Okay, let's continue with the stack. A stack is a collection of AWS resource you manage together as a single unit on AWS CloudFormation. For instance, you can group an EC2 instance in the auto-scaling group, a load balancer, and an EBS volume in one CloudFormation stack. And you create, update, delete your AWS resource by creating, updating, and deleting your stacks. A stack needs CloudFormation template to get the definitions of the AWS resource which it manages. And because of this, a stack can have only one template, but you can use the same template to create multiple stacks. For instance, you can create your test, staging, and production environment stacks from a single template. Now, let's talk the final component of AWS CloudFormation, change sets. First of all, you use change sets while updating your stacks. When you create a change set to update your stack, it summarizes the proposed change on your AWS resource before executing the update. Hence, it allows you to see whether your change will have unexpected consequence on your AWS resource after you execute it. For instance, let's assume that you have a production stack with an Amazon RDS instance. Then you apply an update to your stacks and it destroys your database. It would be a disaster, right? Most probably you have unhappy clients or managers in the end. But if you create a change set to update your stack, you could review the change before executing the update and preventing it. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you. Thank you all for listening. Thank you.